I think it's really cool where handrail riding is now. It's come a long way. You know, 10, 15 years ago, you just did rails, you didn't ride rails, and now people session rails like people session doubles. There's tons of different tricks, and you can just do a lot on a handrail now because it's progressed a lot, and you know, different style handrails allow for different style tricks. And you know, like I said, 10, 15 years ago, for the most part, it was a double peg grind and maybe an ice pick if you were crazy. But now it's just a whole nother level. The Derek Duster came about. It's actually Derek Adams. That's where Derek comes in. We were riding a skate park, and he was trying to ice pick grinds on this little flat rail, and his front tire went over, and he just went into a Derek Duster and crashed. But he kind of got that feeling, you know, and he mentioned it to me. He's like, "Hey, I think you could do this grind," and I was like, all right. So I kind of was like putting my bike on the rails and checking it out, and then I started trying it on flat rails, and it wasn't really working too good. And then I went to did some skate park down rails, and finally it just started working. You know, I figured it out and took some slams on it. But yeah, just like Derek brought the idea up, and I just figured it out and figured out how it worked. But now it's cool. I see like tons of different people do it, and they take it to different setups and backwards and just weird variations of it. So it's pretty neat to see it happen that way. Yeah, I don't know if I've really invented anything by accident. I've definitely done things on accident, like the rail manual at City Hall. My first try on that, I feebled the whole thing completely perfect on accident trying to manual it. So I don't know if I've, you know, like aside from the Derek Duster, which, you know, was, you know, Derek's conception and his idea. I just am the one that made it happen. I don't really know if I have any happy accidents as far as coming up with new tricks. The bar to overgrind, I just always thought about it, and I never had even done a bar to grind before, like bar to double anyway, like down a rail. But overgrind always made more sense to me because I was like, oh, you're over the rail, you can get your bars around, and then it'll give you time. I don't know if that really makes any sense, but that was my logic anyway. And so the Metro Jam one year, I just wanted to try it. They had a rail contest, and just got sent multiple times. It just probably like one of the hardest battles I've ever had with a handrail, and you know, eventually got it, and then I threw my bike at Bravo and hugged the security guard. So it was pretty rad. The reason I wanted to try the bar to overgrind was just as something that had been in my head, and you know, the atmosphere was like actually like, all right, we're having a rail jam, you know. And I don't really like entering stuff like that unless I really have something in my head that I want to do. I'm really excited about getting it done, and that I was. So I just went for it, and you know, it's still a trick that I've only done a few times, and like a handful of times, and it still scares the living piss out of me. And I don't even know if I say I can do it. I just huck and hope, and sometimes it works. You know, just guys like Joe and Taj and Road Fools 1, just driving ice picks down rails, and you know, backwards rails. And then even before that, you know, like Rooftop was really progressing things, and you know, I remember like Rail Manual and BMX Men, and just kind of introducing street and making street something you could session versus like something that you just did once in a while, you know.